Regan is running away. He's running away from Bethesda Naval Hospital, and he's got his wife Nancy by the breast. Finish it, Ron. Finish it, Ron, and finish the rest. You'll be snuggling close to Nancy's left breast. Who will have the rest? Judge Bork will be at Summerfest. And you, if you're lucky, you'll be under arrest. That kaleidoscope you stole is just the tip of the iceberg. Just look at Mr. Skeleton's house. Look in the basement. Look in the corner behind the stove. What do you see? Do you see the treasures of Mr. Skeleton? Do you see festering rats and skulls painted white just to keep their integrity? Mr. Skeleton, we'll be coming back to your house in a later episode. But from now, you must chew on your bones. Who's on first, Mr. Skeleton? This is Casey Jones helping him to go to the hill. I'm on the pitcher's mound, and I've got the pitch, and I'm going to throw the pitch to Mr. Skeleton. Mr. Skeleton, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, would you come up to the plate? Pass the plate, please. Mr. Skeleton, it's not time to eat. I'm up on the pitcher's mound, and I'm about to have a heart attack. Pass the onions, pass the bratwurst, pass the pennant. Mr. Skeleton, you can't run away with the pennant, can you? He can do it if I think he does. This is Dave Moore, and I'm practicing up for my own Coughin show. Cooking that steak, cooking that beef, cooking that chicken at Herman's. Yes, Herman The Vermin has a special plate set aside especially for you. Come in and show your General Blasto ID card. Instantly you'll be handed a drink and a time bomb attached to your knee. You will sit at the bar and enjoy yourself and watch the party time dancers dance across the stage. My God, stomach status complete. Nancy's breast will be bouncing up the White House steps, and it'll stand up above the rest when the breast runs for president. Yo-ho! Yo-ho! Oscar Goldman's picking his nose. Yo-ho! Yo-ho! Steve Austin at his desk, he knows. If you're the chief, and you sink into the deep, don't forget to breathe, because the shark will have no teeth. He will gum your arm, and then he will look into the shark cage, and then he will look at a rock, and then look back at you. Then he will go belly up in frustration. The shark is dead, yet his jaw is wide open. Over on the left is down the field is Charlie McCarthy in a cannon. Charlie, wake up. Yeah, what's going on? You're going into the cannon, Charlie. Yeah, man. Fire.
Bullseye. The shark is not hungry anymore.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? Where's the real fruity shit now, man?
I'm your conscience. I'm your conscience. And I'm telling you what to do. Take that chair and point it through the window. Do it. Get up. Get up out of your chair. Put the cigarette down. And smash that window. You will do it. You are in my power. You'll be eating lunch with George Washington at the Delaware Station. George, what's going on with your ears? Oh my God, my ears. I'm turning into a Vulcan. Well, I'm glad that it happened. Come back to the ship. Well, Committee, have you produced a genie lately? Yes, Chopan will be boiling his wig and acting funny in the 20th century. Leave me alone! You're listening to the Logan's Run TV show. Yes, Logan is running again, and he's running out of ideas. Yes, Century City is collapsing around him. Look out, Logan. Don't let that X-ray block your path. Jump over the mines and land on time. Mr. Skeleton, you were pushed into a coffin last Wednesday night, and we're going to get you. Yes, even though Dr. McCoy was not selling shoes at the time, you were sure to come back on a mighty sled. A sled? that was made of gold. Instead of gold, Mr. Skeleton. Pork chops and the works at dinner time with wine. You may bring all this to my house, Mr. Skeleton. I only live on 1515 Abbott Lane. Bring it to me, Mr. Skeleton. You can bring it over, and you can stay for a couple minutes, and you smoke a cigarette, but then you must leave, because I'm having guests, and you know what that means. Sorry, Mr. Skeleton. The chicken was listening, Mr. Skeleton. The chicken was listening because he was hungry. Look at him over there, pecking at those tin cans. You know what he wants, Mr. Skeleton. Yet you don't have the brains to feed him. And so, the chicken will starve to death, and Mr. Skeleton will think of being buried under the shack. Yes, Mr. Skeleton, you were buried under that tin shack. Portions of you were eaten by the chicken. No matter. Common outlaws learned how to fight the chicken. Its nest is at the stadium. The crowds were silent all day while the egg continued to hatch. And now, to officiate the opening, here is Martin Dean. Take it away, Martin Dean. I am a soldier. A soldier that's trapped underwater in space. Move, move, move! You planned murder as you rested in the country. You were arrested as you walked into the stadium to visit the giant chicken. My God, they'll be slapping acid packs to that egg and hoping for the strainer effect. Here comes the mother. A Polish man working defense in court this morning didn't work. The man was sentenced and run to the looking glass to study his future. Brannigan. I mean, we'll be right back. Cut. Hello? What's it like in the kitchen you live in? Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes, yes. Listen to the Soviets. Listen how they laugh and how they dance. There are Russians smoking right now. I may not be a Russian, but I can tell you how to avoid the smokers in town. By the way, Das Vidanya fooled you. I knew you'd fall for that one. If you knew what that means, subtract 10 points for propaganda reasons. Miracle values. They've got solemn value expenses. Yes. I hope you're listening to my voice. Sangolin area. It is not as bad as venereal area, nah? The Polish social workers will stumble and help you through it. Have respect for them. In your respected places, in time. He was the mummy in an earlier life. We're not talking about anyone other than Bela Lugosi. Bela, you rented your sled at Igor's sled racing station. Didn't you have a foul feeling in your stomach when you sold him that plastic sled? You might have been in more trouble had it not been for the priceless prize that was presented by Vincent Price. Yes, none other than good old Vincent Price. That shiny-skinned, thin man, but not as thin as Tarkin. Do you remember him from Star Wars and how thin he got? My golly, when those TIE fighters were crashing and X-Wings were exploding, he was shrinking and pulling his flesh into his skeleton. Mr. Tarkin, we're working on Mr. Skeleton's alibi.
if we find he was you in an earlier life, we'll walk out into the light. Thank you. Attention, all Soo Line engineers. Fill up your joints and your ear covers and head out to the workhouse. That fantastic place in the sky. Well, when you look up at the sky, that is. Then on the ground, you must smash rocks into tinier rocks, and then smaller rocks after that. And then you must use the sand that's left over to make more rocks. Imagine that. I must cruise very soon. The angry vampire that saved your life in the first movie. He was roasted in a golden skillet because once upon a time is now. Remember, your lungs are perfectly good pieces of machinery. You cannot get them replaced at any store. So, take care of your lungs. Remember, even the fumes that you breathe in your car or when you go to work will also do you in. We'll be featuring the plastic sled in our next adventure. Your lungs are in a whole lot of trouble if you think that you can sit back and relax. It's good. And now, a feature presentation. Richard Nixon's basketball sled. Oh, I like my sled. I like my sled, yeah. Oh, yeah. Even the plants in Mexico won't help you. They'll bend down, pick you up, throw you into the air, and drop you in the river. Isn't that incredible? Those incredible bastards. Shut up, Nixon. Shut up, Nixon. Shut up, Nixon. They called the place Complacement Basement. You were complacent. You didn't have enough springs on Halloween. The corporate masters wanted to smash you, but they had other things in store for you on this day. On the 16th of October, Mr. Skeleton, you were seen drowning in the harbor. We pushed out boats and sunk a few ships to avoid capturing you. You sank to the bottom after about an hour, and the lake turned orange. And the Arabs, they came to your rescue, but only to their demise. The sparkling sequins from the sky will be floating up to you. They'll pass you aboard a message that you could use. The warriors and the old beginners will be beginning their old ways. Send Bartholomew back to you, back from Desiree, where he's having a few drinks and watching out for Mr. Policeman.
Newtron. Add an Ultron.
I know what I'm doing out there in the world, and so do you. Day after day, the future will keep coming to you. Reach for it. Enhance the future experience. It's in my private interest, but it's in your public wastebasket. Frankenstein will not be selling any more cigarettes at your party. You might as well count on Count Dracula to roll your cigarettes for you. Yes, I will be rolling a cigarette for you, especially for you. Yes, indeed. Yes. Mr. Skeleton, my good friend, would you like a cigarette? Yes, of course I will. Well, here you go, Mr. Skeleton. Voila. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you from that old pesky pal, Mr. Skeleton. Thank you, Mr. Skeleton. I'm glad that you took the opportunity to make an appearance at this time. Here's $500 and a passport to get out of the country. Get out of the country, Mr. Skeleton. The CIA knows how to handle you. So, get out before we have to kick you out.
And by the way, this party is not for you. If I raise taxes in General Blasto, will you forgive me? No, I won't, Eisenhower. I will not forgive you for raising taxes. Don't do it on my birthday. Don't do it ever. All right? This is Sergeant Braxton, Canadian Mounted Police. And I haven't not been keeping fit. I've been eating too much lately, and I can't help the way I feel when I get up in the morning. I weigh 900 pounds, and it's all fat. I took a cholesterol count, and I couldn't count everything. I couldn't even get halfway through. So take my advice. There are many precautions out there for you. What were you expecting a skeleton to do? This is a Mr. Skeleton warning. Look out, Mr. Skeleton. Somewhere, over the rainbow, we'll get you. Beneath the piling ledge. We'll torture you. We'll put you back in the sled. Someday, my spirit will be heading from the north. Noblissimo. Univision. Spanish in the next network.
Well, we'll have to make a comeback someday, Mr. Skeleton. I just hope that you can do it yourself. I don't want to help you because I've got enough of my own problems. And you've got enough problems of your own. With the Lakehurst thing and everything, you know. I mean, ever since Lakehurst, Mr. Skeleton, you made headlines as being one of the only survivors. How was it possible? I mean, it hurts to even ponder the question because it's so ridiculous. But we're keeping an eye on you, Mr. Skeleton. Maybe not me all the time, but I know other people are. But first, in our list of processes, we'll have to peel off the rest of your skin, Mr. Skeleton. Sears is gonna blow up your yard. I'm listening in on the Orient Express in my time off from the Enterprise. I don't like being on the ship because I don't like the people that are on the ship. They don't pay attention to my problems, and I am very uninterested in what they have to tell me. So I'll be telling you this at this time. Yes. Has anyone seen the helm? Just kidding, I'm not hallucinating yet. Don't repeat yourself. In the 1980s, Mr. Sulu. Aye, sir. Very good, Mr. Sulu. Aye, sir. They found that the Furor was a Martian. He's sent from Mars. He'll be after you. And he'll shoot golden sparrows at you. Don't watch out for those lightning bolts. They'll come to get you and put you in a toaster. The toast will go to the Martians. The Martians will have a future. You will not have a featured future this time. Thanks to the aliens.
From The Larry King Show, a feature presentation of the Mutual Broadcasting System. The opinions expressed are those of Larry and his guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of the network or its...
That's first.
Many scholars and many lawyers have been asking these questions. Who owns it? Well, if you talk to Rockefeller, he'll probably give you a straight answer and a kick in the ass for asking. At least you get your answer. Yes, when Rockefeller pushes that $100 bill into your ear, you will hear nothing. You will hear the crinkling, and you will hear the smashing, and then you will hear nothing, and then you will be 6 feet under where you belong. Who owns the National League? Has been brought to you by Cormatic toilet paper. If there isn't any paper, you should be wearing a diaper. or carry the scooper, or put the poop in the scooper and throw it into the excursion. You were in the Black Knights. We'll be walking around town during New York City's worst blackout. Tell Mr. Skeleton, that light bulb just went out. You know what that means, Mr. Skeleton? It means that you'll stay here, and you'll guard the loot, and we'll be back with more trash. Will you stay put, Mr. Skeleton?
Yes, of course I will.
Thank you, Mr. Skeleton. You will be rewarded someday.
I hope so. Hello. Well, they're gone.
And now I'm receiving a blank stare. I won't look back. Everyone can look at me, but I won't look back. I will not return the glance, because my eyes are gone. But I can still see good enough to see what happened at Lakehurst, but we already know about that. Good day. Quincy! Why don't you tell me, Quincy? What happened on your show? What happened? Were there murders? Was a patient left outside? Did someone have a heart attack and not report it? You, Quincy, you will show us a new way of medicine. Don't act like Jack Luckman. Put that mask on, and don't leave it on the floor, next to your brain. Look, the aardvark is walking across the floor. Go get him, Quincy. It's your friend, the aardvark. Hey, Quincy! Hey! See? Those cowboys will be pleased when they pick their teeth and pick your grave with their teeth. Those cowboys will be dragging themselves across the desert by their teeth. Yes, when your teeth want to go forward, your mind will go backwards. And then you will do a backflip, and then you will dance out the door. Lots of meat, lots of beef at Mr. Skeleton's smokehouse. Yes, Mr. Skeleton is in town, and he's got his smokehouse just for you. If you like the beef, talk to the chief. Talk to Mr. Skeleton. Mr. Skeleton, why aren't you behind the counter cooking like you usually are? We can't hide in the bottom of that phone booth, Mr. Skeleton. I see you in there, and I have to make a phone call, so you have to get out anyway. Lots of meat, lots of beef at Mr. Skeleton's smokehouse. Stop again, if you have the chance. Stop back in. Back. This is Beethoven, and I'm drinking gasoline in Friday evening. He'll come back, and will be coming to get you. And he'll come to bite your neck, but not after he bites the joint from you. Yes, if you do not have a joint, you may live an extra 5 minutes. But you never thought of that, huh? Well, this is come back. You're going back to New York City. Well, you go now. Goodbye. This is the world. Look at the computer. The computers are running away. They're running down the street. They're just barely missing cars. But those computers are strong. Those computers have legs. Those computers are on their way. Watch out, Clancy. Don't stop your police vehicle in the name of doom.
I can see it. I can see it in the distance. Look, General Blasto. Friday is in the distance. I think you have a point here. It must be Friday. Look, General Blasto. Excuse me. Tomorrow's Sunday. So we're on our way. Yes, and that day will be payday. What day? Payday. Yes, on Friday. Yes, on Friday. Yes, of course it's Friday. We knew you were going to say that, Mr. Skeleton, and we know you're wrong. But we won't embarrass you at this time. Thank you.
You and Jerry Falwell fighting over that bowl of potatoes. Who's going to win? Oh, Jerry Falwell's got Jerry Falwell by the hand. Get a hold of yourself, Jerry. Thank you, Jim Baker. Thank you, Jim Baker, for the medicine cabinet.
I'm walking through the kitchen at Rainbow Deli, turning on the dishwasher, and nothing's happening. Grinding gears and other things. What's that? Hey, who's driving this plane? I'm not looking around in space for you. Back up the stairs. I thought I heard somebody. Oops, no, I lost my balance. Oh!
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Who is this?
Hello? I won't be listening.
Santa is really a Soviet. A Soviet in disguise. With a new plastic sled. He signed an affidavit, making sure that David Copperfield would not show any of your tricks to the aliens. So all we need is aliens crowding around the Earth, telling us they didn't get enough cereal in their bowl. Forget the bowl. Forget the cereal. Forget everything. Listen. Do you hear anything? It's your lunch. And it owns a skeleton. Thank you. Teledisc would like to give you pain. Pain pushed up your neck and pushed into your brain. Fascinating skeleton. What's on the fascinating train? Chopan. He danced. He knocked over a screwdriver factory and then he knocked over a bank. Oh.
Maybe Craig sounds like this. Crack. Sound good?
Partnership for a drug-free America.
You're listening to The Larry King Show, and sitting in for Larry tonight, here's Jim Bohannon.
I asked the Soviets if they'd break down and give me some money for what I did during the war. I got a letter the other day from Lenin Brezhnev of the Soviet Union. He's pushing people into the ground. He wants you to join him at the groundbreaking ceremony. You will join us there and be the Santa. And be anyone you want. You can come as yourself. Show up as yourself, or Santa. Santa Claus. Santa. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Talking faster as you swim every day, girl. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Santa tried to ditch us. He ran away with the sled. Going off to Egypt, walking away with another sled. Damn it, Santa, slow that sled down. Give those seals a chance to squirm ahead of the sled. They're squirming now. Look aside. Look to your left. Seals. Look to your right. Walruses. Look in front of you. Penguins. And look behind you. Frozen fish that swim as ice blocks. And now, we will be coming back to this tragic event when I come back. Bone arrow box prone, bastard balloon, baboon, backs back. You will burn, and the cassette will burn too. And almost my face almost burned. The burning face of Bela Lugosi. The burning face, the burning giant on the burning hill. So they put out the fire after it's been done burning, done toasting. Toast that cat, and may God bless you.
Hello? Hello?
I must have this. We got more, like chips and cheese. We got lots of stuff. We got silverware. We even have a funnel.
Hello, Mr. Skeleton, in prison. I don't want to be in prison. I don't want to be here. I didn't do anything. I was at the right place at the wrong time. Will I repent? Yes, of course I will. Will I repair the damage? I can't, because I don't have the money. Will you be helping me get to El Salvador, so I may not face the penalty of death in this country? Maybe you'd like to adopt a skeleton like me. As King George. Hello, King George. I hope you weren't late for the wedding. We forgot to bring the cake, and we didn't invite anyone else. Yes, you and the Night of the Creeps. Out there on Paternity Row. Yes, When you open your mouth, the creatures will fall out onto the ground. They'll squirm away and head to the nearest bakery shop where they'll fill donut holes for you. Look at the crowds, Mr. Skeleton. Look at the crowds gathering below you. Can it be expected of you that you and Gina Davis will blow up and ask for forgiveness from Bernard Getz, who is still standing in the subway with a gun to his head? Yes, even Mr. Scott, who was standing by the bridge elevator, couldn't speak because of the problems that he had. Yes, even Orson Welles couldn't give you enough money to buy a sandwich because he bought the entire delicatessen behind your back. Doom.
Yes, Charlie. You were supposed to live on a desert island in the projects. The Negroes and the Indians, they don't like to. They go there. That's the end of the story.
And don't smash up the laboratory when you learn of the negative results, because the government will offer you a money-back guarantee. I'm going to have a lobotomy now, so come back next spring, where I'll be springing into action and watching out for people that are onto you. Take care, Teddy Ruxpin, or we'll be spinning you on the pizza buzzsaw. Yes, latest technological advances have enabled us to use the buzzsaw to carve up pizzas at pizza parties. Unfortunately, Charlie McCarthy was sucked in. Watch out, Charlie. Would anyone like some pizza? Yes, you over there. Take this piece of pizza. Look out for those glasses and part of that hat and part of the suit and parts of Charlie. Just enjoy. Mr. Skeleton. Boy, oh boy, Skeleton. Watch out, Skeleton. It's coming from Skeleton. The skeleton on the bridge. So, Mr. Skeleton, as we'll be singing our salutes and we'll be playing the bagpipes saluting you. That you, Mr. Skeleton, were of the skull and crossbones on the flag. Mr. Skeleton, we forgot why we're saluting you. Get off the ship. No. Welcome to the land of the deep, Mr. Skeleton. I'm an 1,800-pound octopus, and you've had it. No! When I watch CNN, Mr. Skeleton, I'm glad to hear about all the news and all the day's events. It's nice to know that people like you are up on the screen, giving us new words to pronounce, and talking about the alphabet all the time. I mean, I never really gotten sick of the alphabet, so start again. Thank you very much. I hope you're all laughing, because it was a joke. If any of you took this seriously, I would seriously consider putting you away. Good day. I'm Gomer Pyle. I'm laughing all the while. Thank you, Gomer. Bastion of Idiots. Good morning, I'm Fred Downey, your idiot. What am I telling you about rock and roll? I'll be telling you things that you might not recognize earlier in the day. What seems to be the problem? He's been whining a lot lately. I think he's depressed. Well, we should be able to do something about that. Why don't you wait outside while I administer a series of injections? All right, sorry. This will shut you up, you pathetic son of a bitch. It's an elephant tranquilizer. Oswald, party gifts. Yes, I'm Oswald. I did not shoot the president, and this is my shop. We have many fun and joke magic items for you to watch in our shop. Here's an example. Imagine this. You display a large dagger, then visibly without covering, you slice through your arm. Blood gushes out. Arm is unharmed. Well, great as a magic novelty or theatrical effect. New. Item 2 from Oswald's Magic Emporium. Zombie folding ball. It's out of this world. Floats in midair. Highly recommended. Get this as your first magic trick. Magician shows large ball on table. Tells fantastic story about ghostly power of zombie ball. Covers ball with metallic cloth, first showing both sides. Slowly and unbelievably, the form of the ball arises, taking the cloth with it. Floats so high it's almost other magician's reach. And then it floats down and slowly lowers onto table. Cloth removed, fall back on stand. Easy to do, but will astound your friends. You enjoy doing it in front of the mirror. No threads used. Complete instructions, ball, cloth, and stand. I understand. Here's a magic item. Item 3. Disappearing ink. Squirt blue ink all over your friend's new white shirt, tablecloth, etc. Looks like it's stained, but really gets him worried. But when it vanishes in a few minutes, what do they think? Heart powder. Yes. Secretly sprinkle this powder in hot drink or food. Then the fireworks begin. That's Fart Powder by IDN. Also brought to you by Oswald's Magic Warehouse on 16th and Snelling, Northeast. Car screecher. Slap over tailpipe, then watch reaction as car lets off strange whistling noises. Why, we're having a special. 2 for $3.99. Buy 4, get 2 free. Imagine that. And here is the magic item number 4 that we've all been waiting for all these years. Here is party item. Looks so real, full size, but put in refrigerator, in bed, etc. Think of the many other hilarious places. Rubber chicken. Guaranteed to start a laugh riot. Also a compress for production as magic prop. $14.95, but tonight we're having a sale on the magic chicken. We're going to send it off with our bingo bombs and a package of exploding money. Just watch the fireworks begin. Eisenhower once made smoke come from his fingertips. How did he do it? Listen to this. Secret phase, put on fingertips, reach into air, produce smoke, amazing! Thank you, Eisenhower. Thank you very much. No problem. And thank you, Mr. Scott.
Get me up this clothesline, Zero Blasto!
I welcome myself to the world of Charlie McCarthy. Charlie McCarthy, I remember you when you were 10 years old. You always acted the same, and we had agents watching you when you went to school. They confiscated your art paintings, and they tormented you in gym class. Weren't those funny shorts you had to wear, Charlie? On instructions from the drill instructor, who was paid in advance. Charlie's humiliating life in school will be back after this message. Do you like to swim in beer? Would you like to visit the local brewery? Are you out of money and looking for a place to live? Well, come see us at G. Heilman Old Style Brewing Company. Yes, we're running a special this week. All the beer and all the sleeping time you can have. $10.99 will get you in and get you our nearest bunk near our biggest kettle. Jump in the mornings or in late evenings. And be sure to take a shower afterwards because we don't like people smelling like bars. Yes, that's all we need are people like you smelling up the place. Yes, Mr. Skeleton. You and my favorite Martian up there on TV screens this fall. Yes, Mr. Skeleton. You will come back with us to play Lost in Space. And my favorite Martian when you come back to our show. Zoom! I couldn't help but do that because I'm so excited about the TV show. Let's listen in. Danger, malfunction, 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 danger. Zoom! This is Eddie Albert, calling from the insane asylum. I've been insane. This is Will Gear. I'm glad that you came back to Verona Prison back in 1944. If everyone was wondering what happened to me on the Waltons, I was taken prisoner by the Japanese on the East Coast when I was visiting my relatives. Yes, I'm not carrying a badge from the Eastern Bloc anymore. I'm also not doing any more movies now that I'm dead. So, come back. Come back. Come back. This is Prince Albert in a can. I don't know what the big joke is. Everyone says Prince Albert in a can. I don't even use cans. I use bottles. And big bags of soap that I put on my back. Because you never know how greasy your back can get when you're greasing up the old kitchen floor with grease. This week, at McDonald's, we'll be having Food for Fools Week. Yes, even Ronald McDonald will be bending over having a coronary as you drive up in your Zantigo hats. Watch out, Grandma. You weren't fighting yourself at Zantigos, were you? Those crispy chilitos and tacos. They couldn't help you. This is Mr. Scott. I'm in the back seat, and I'd like to order a bean burrito. I can't eat anything that'll give me gas, so you must squeeze all the air out of it first. This is Mr. Scott.
is Mr. Sulu, and I'd like to order a taco with no lettuce, no tomato, and no hamburger. I would just like to eat the shell.
This is Mr. Chekhov, and I will be having a glass of tea. Ice.